name is Edward Hearn, currently racing for California Road Racing Association. Today we're going to be doing a sprocket change out on a 2011 Yamaha R6 race bike. So let's get to it. So I've been currently racing for about since 2018, so probably about 8 seasons now. I've been racing, club racing. I'm not racing at the AMA level, just a club racer. Did 20 years in the United States Navy as a aviation ground support equipment technician. So today, we just finished racing at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and we went back to the drawing board, looked at some laptop data, and want to make a couple of changes to the motorcycle. So one of the things we're going to change the front and rear sprocket. Next round is going to be at Buttonwillow Raceway Park. So we're going to be looking to hopefully set some new personal bests there. Change a couple of settings on the bike once we get there. But let's get to it. So the first thing we're going to be doing is removing the rear wheel off of the bike. So Pitbull makes one of these cool tools. It's called a pit crew helper, made by Pitbull. You could get these at your local motorcycle shop. You go to a track day or cycle gear, things like of that nature. You should be able to get your hands on one of these. If not, you can go on their website, www.pitbull.com, and you'll be able to get one of these. But it comes in handy when you're working by yourself and you don't have nobody to assist you. And it also helps if you have a Pitbull rear stand, because it goes hand in hand. So we'll get this set to our desired height for the rear wheel to take it off, and we will start. Now, a couple of things with race bikes, they do require you to safety wire a lot of things, so we're going to be cutting off some safety wire here to get this stuff done. Alright. Get that bad boy off there. Let's see. This. Alright, so I'm using a ratchet and a 32 millimeter socket. I'm going to break this loose. Alright, so we got that loose. Come over to this side. Take the washer off. Push out that axle bolt. Push the wheel forward to slacken the chain. And we'll go ahead and start the removal process right there. Fairly easy, not too strenuous. So we got that off. So currently right now I'm running stock gearing for the Yamaha R6. It is 16 and 45. Couple of tracks, I thought that was a good gearing to use, but come to find out, a lot of these tracks, that gearing is too tall. So we're gonna try another gearing setting here and see how things go. Of course, we won't know anything until next week at Button Willow. If you guys are checking out this channel right now, this live feed, please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me, with followers and, get that algorithm going. Alright, so you want to take off this sprocket. I'm using a 17 millimeter socket to take this off. Probably would have been better to loosen them while they're on the bike, but I'm a pretty strong guy, so yeah, they're not torqued that high. Alright. Got those nice and loose. If you have rubber gloves, I highly advise using rubber gloves. This stuff can get greasy, oily, and take forever to get it off your hands. So use rubber gloves. And the outfit, I just came back from running a mile and a half today. So my Friday morning early run. So we're running a mile and a half this morning. Came back. A little bit overcast out here in Riverside County. Just figured, why not get everything done now? Therefore, I can enjoy the rest of the day. Couple other things. I did go check out that new movie, A24 Warfare. It's a pretty good movie. I liked it. So this is our 45 2 sprocket right here. We're going to change this out. And we're going to put the other super light sprocket on. Get that on there. Get the washers put on. Put the nuts back on. Just get them nice and snug. Now also, when you make this setting change, it's definitely going to affect your chain. So you're going to have to make some adjustments to your chain adjusters to get the proper tension. Alright, got that on there. Snug these down real quick. And I like to go in a crisscross pattern. Crisscross applesauce. For those of you that are as old as I am, me saying that, I think I gave away my age right now, so. That was smart. 1, 2. 4. Well, I know why. Lucky number 5. And lucky number 6. Alright, so we got that done. We'll put this off to the side until later. Nah, not a good idea. We'll set it off over here. It's not going anywhere. Just got it off to the side. Alright, next part. Going to take off the sprocket cover, the shifter, shift rod, shift arm. So one of the cool things that I did do is, one thing you might want to consider doing is right here. I took a Sharpie and pretty much marked where my spot is on the shifter arm. So you'll be able to check that out. Let me give you guys a better picture. Better. So, yep, right here at the shifter arm, I took a Sharpie and just pretty much marked where I needed it to go. So, you know where your marks are. Alright, so we're going to move right along and continue going. Alright, so next step, we're going to and I believe, yep, too big. Let's see. No, I ain't tripping, but I could be tripping. Okay, that's the 12. Where's my 10? Ooh, that's not good, is it? Alright, so we have, we're going to be using 10mm wrench. We're going to be using a 5mm Allen head socket, and of course a ratchet. So first thing I'm going to do is loosen up the shifter arm. And of course, if you're not running electronics, this would be pretty easy. I'm running a Dynojet quick shifter, so just got to be careful the wiring that's in the way. You know, and then I said the bolt that you take out, you know, so you don't lose it, just put it back in its current place and put it out of the way. And we'll start taking off the sprocket cover. And a lot of people don't really run a sprocket cover, but I always like to run it just because. Do you really need it? No, but you know, me, I'm just one of those, you know, I like to keep stuff covered up, you know. As long as I torque things down and do stuff the right way, I know that I did it, I know I did it right. So that's not going to be an issue for me. Why is this one loose? That's weird. But we'll investigate that. Hopefully I didn't shear it off. And that's one of those bummers that I hate. Thrown into the belly pan. But it's okay, I have a magnet. Oh, I can get it. Yep, I got it, and the chain got me. Okay. Yep, so it looked like. So, right now, running a 16 tooth. The bike is currently in neutral. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy off of here and swap it out. Alright, so I am using an impact, and if you don't have one, you know, you can use something else, but I'm going to use an impact, and it's going to be a 30 millimeter socket. If you have a 6-point, use a 6-point. If you can't get a 6-point, you can use a 12. Just be careful. If you are using a 12-point, make sure you're completely on the actual nut, or you will strip it. You will round it off. Like I said, I have a magnet, so I'll be able to get that out. So yep, got these two. We will pull this bad boy out. You're gonna be stubborn today, huh? Alright. So you pull it out so far, and then you can take the chain off. You pull it out. There we are. So we got this one off. I'm going to put this one on. It's a pretty quick swap. The first time I did this, it took me a while, but you know, as you do it repetitively, you will get better with this. So, all right. Put that in there. The chain on. It's got to fit back into the actual housing. You can get it to line up with the gearing. With the splines. And put that on. And I gotta get my magnet so I can fish this little piece out of here. Hate that. Yeah, these magnets really come in handy. So I don't have to take off my belly pan or anything of that nature. I think I got it. Oh, I thought I had it. Okay. Well, can't get it from that way. I'll go through the back end. That's why I didn't put the rear tire on, so that I can just go straight through the back here. Sweep around there a little bit. There she is. We caught our fish. Haha. Just joking. So we have now done that. We will get this put on. And right now, I just want to snug it right now. Okay. All right. So, like I said, we just snugged that on there. So now we'll go back to the rear. We'll throw this rear wheel assembly on. Because there's a lot of torque specs and stuff that we have to do. And of course I do have my Yamaha R6 06 to 2013 manual. So this manual is very, very good. It tells you everything from changing out clutches, engine swap, forks, every single thing you need to know. So the most important section that I like about this is the torque specs. Yes, in Newton meters, but we have a calculator. Everybody that has a smartphone, you can go you could just Google Newton meters to foot pounds, and it'll bring you up to a site where you just put the numbers in, and it'll convert it from Newton meters to foot pounds, or vice versa, foot pounds to Newton meters. So, moving right on along, we're going to make sure we get the chain. Make sure you have the chain out the way on the outside part of the swing arm. And you're going to take your rear wheel assembly, line it up like so. And you take your rear brake assembly caliper, get everything lined up appropriately. It takes a little bit of patience doing this part. This part is sometimes can be very frustrating trying to get this on, but once you get it on, shoot, you're quarter to halfway done. So you get it in there. Make sure the caliper locks into that little groove on the right hand side of the swing arm. There's a little groove in there that it's supposed to lock into. If it doesn't lock into that, it's going to give you a ton of problems. You're going to have fitment issues, and it's going to be a very long day. So once you get that done, put your everything's together, kind of pull it out to the proper length. But like I said, we got to make some adjustments to it because we went down, we went down one tooth in the front and we went down one tooth in the rear. So the original setting, when we had 16 and 45, the chain is going to have a lot of slack in it. So we pretty much put it at the original setting it's at now. You line everything up appropriately. The brake assembly to line up. Get a stopping point. Once you get it lined up, you can look from the other side. Push it straight through. Push it straight through. You take your washer and your axle nut, you put it on, but you're not going to tighten this down yet because we're not done. We're still going to, like I said, we're going to have to do some torque specs, and get everything set appropriately. So, like I said, you don't even want to snug it. You just want it on there where it's almost starting to bite down on the washer, but you don't really want to mess with it right now. So now, as you can see, there's a lot of play in this chain right now. So much play. So we want to get rid of that play. So what we're going to do, we're going to use, and this is using the OEM chain adjusters. You're going to use a 12 millimeter wrench. Let me adjust the camera just a little bit so that y'all can see. And I completely apologize. It's only me working the camera today, so forgive me. So what we're going to do is, what I like to do, I like to count half turns when I do this. So I like to go, well, this would help first, but break the nut loose first, which is going to require me to use, if you're using OEM chain adjusters, you're going to use a 4 millimeter to go into that little socket part of the adjusting mechanism, and you're going to use a 12 millimeter to loosen the nut. We'll call it a jam nut. So Yep. So you want to put this in. And you want to hold it in place, turn the nut the opposite way to break it loose. Okay. Once you've broken it loose, you're good to go. Go to the opposite side and you do the same thing. Break it loose. Alright, so how I like to do this, I believe it's going to go the opposite way. So I believe you set your wrench, your ratchet to the offsetting, and I like to do half turns. So I'll have it straight up and down like this. Half turn, 1, half turn, 2, half turn, 3. Okay, so I'm at 3 right now. Still a lot of play. Still can go a lot more. Half turn, 4. Half turn. So I'm at 4.5. Still some play. 5.5. A little better. So we're going to go 6. Okay. Alright, so we'll leave that at 6 right now. We'll go to the other side, do the exact same thing. Half turn, 1, half turn, 2, half turn, 3, half turn, 4, half turn, 5, half turn, 6. Alright, so we went 6 on the left, 6 on the right. Go check it. Alright, so that's fairly tight. This would be acceptable for street. However, this is a race bike, so we want our suspension to have full play when we're racing. So what I'm going to do is turn the ratchet to the on setting, and I'm going to go about 1/4 of a turn. That's kind of where I want it, right there. That's kind of where I want it. Go to the other side, do the exact same thing. Exact same thing. Go here, and we're just going to go 1/4 of a turn. Bam. Alright. So now they also have tick marks on the side here, and these are pretty much spot on. So I'll put it to turn the ratchet to the on position, the on setting, and you want to take your 12 millimeter, and now we're going to tighten down the jam nut. So you put that in, put that on the nut, and set this side. Opposite side, you want to do the exact same thing. Get this jam nut jammed on there so it doesn't come loose. Jammed on there in place. we good to go. All right. Now, torque specs for the front. Right here, in the manual. I'll let you guys see it. So, I'm gonna turn the camera around. All right. So, right here, as you can see, torque wrench settings. It tells you each one. So right now we're looking for the sprocket nut, and it currently says 85 Newton meters. So what we're going to do, and I already did the work for you guys, 85 Newton meters is equivalent to, I wrote it down, 63 foot-pounds. I think I wrote it back here on my chart. Yep. So 85 Newton meters is equivalent to 63 foot-pounds, and that's for the front sprocket. So what a lot of people do is, you know, I usually have two people and they're able to do this. However, I've been able to do it myself. Just pumping the brakes. Make sure we got good stopping. Good stoppage there. Where's my torque wrench? Here it is. So I got my handy dandy torque wrench and my 30 millimeter socket. Now, torque wrenches can be fairly expensive. However, I got this one for Harbor Freight. I think it was like $15.99, and this torque wrench goes up to 150 foot-pounds. So more than what I need. So the frustrating part you will see if you ever try and do this by yourself. And one thing I will say, do not do this with your bike in gear. Make sure the bike is in neutral, because if you have your bike in gear, you're going to destroy your transmission. Do not, I repeat, do not have your bike in gear when torquing the sprocket nut. Always have it in neutral. And you'll try and torque it down. However, that won't work. Oh, silly me. We're going to go to let's see, are we at 63? We are at 63. So yep, that's foot-pounds, 63. All right. So here we go. Take this, step on the brake. There you go. 63 foot-pounds, that thing is torque. Yeah, it took me a while to figure that out, but we got it done right. Now, the other thing I want to do. That's pretty good play in there. I'm not gonna knock that. I'm gonna ride with that. So what we want to do now is we're going to torque the rear axle nut. Rear axle nut is rear wheel axle nut, 110 Newton meters. So go back to my chart back here, because I wrote everything down. And that is going to be 81.1 foot-pounds. So the 0.1, 5 are, let's see, 5 are higher, let it fly. 4 are lower, keep it low. So I'm going to go ahead and do 81. All right, so I just did 63 on there. So not that. Let's see. 70, 76, 80, 81. All right. 81 foot-pounds. Come over here. Of course, using the wrong one. So let's use what we're supposed to use, which is a 32 millimeter. All right. Get this set up. We're gonna and just be mindful. This might put a little bit of more tension on your chain. So, just be mindful to check it. Let's see. All right. So we just torqued that to 81 foot-pounds. All right. So now it's just the put back together phase. And like I said, if you need to make any adjustments or whatever, just go back, kind of do everything in reverse, and you can get it to the way you want to have it set up. All right, I'm done with that. So, like I said, oh yeah, I was talking about safety wire. Because this is a race bike, they do require everything to be safety wired. So I have the safety wire here. I will put it in, and we'll do a look around at the bike as soon as the job is finished. We're going to do a look around at the bike, and I'll explain to you everything I've done in detail, so that you guys can see firsthand of what I did. So, safety wire, got that in, tuck it in so nobody gets stuck, nobody gets a finger prick, anything like that nature. Come over to the front. These stools are real nice too. Got this at Harbor Freight. Just something so I can sit at the bike level. You just got to be careful. I got a couple of cracks. They're not cracks, but the way they design the garage, sometimes the wheel gets stuck in there and, won't let you slide around comfortably. But, so yeah, that's done. We're going to put our cover on. And like I said, it's a race bike. You don't have to run a cover. However, I love keeping my stuff covered up. So, that's just me. And then my ratchet, Allen head socket, which we said was 5 millimeter. And what I like to do, I like to start these by hand. Pretty much line it up with the hole. Start it by hand. Get them started. Go to the next one. This one's kind of a pain in the behind. Just got to be careful you don't drop it back into the belly pan. Alright, got that in there. Let's go ahead and snug this one down, because this one's kind of a pain in the yeehaw to get to. So we'll just snug it down for now. I do have spare hardware as well um, to replace if I do happen to lose something, which I think I did lose one. Uh, just over time, with this being a race bike, you have to constantly check everything because stuff does tend to vibrate loose. All right, shift arm. Like I said, this is one of the main reasons why I mark my shift arm so that I know exactly where to put this shift arm back at. So we'll go here, slide it on. That's a little bit. Oh, that's where it's supposed to be. Make sure everything is tight. Tighten this bad boy down. $10mm. Tighten down your shifter arm. Fit, form, and function. We're good to go. Yeah, I ripped my gloves. That works as advertised. A little bit of slack in the chain. I'm gonna adjust that a little bit. That's a little bit more than what I want. But I said I'm going to the racetrack, so and I gotta swap out rubber at the racetrack, so I'll definitely wait. So we got that done. I'll give you guys a quick look around of. Okay, these gloves just destroyed now. Okay. So I'm gonna give you guys a quick look around real quick of what was accomplished. So, like I said, 2011 Yamaha R6 race bike. This bike is completely stock. The only thing I've done to it is the front brake lines. So I went with a Dynojet quick shifter. I have a Dynojet Power Commander under the back there. I went to, shout out to Vortex, one of my sponsors. I went to Vortex adjustable foot pegs. What else I do? Went to CRG shorty lever on this side. I also have an AIM Solo 2 lap timer that I'm running. My laps transponder that I'm running. I went to the front captivated spacers. I'm running those just because I got tired of dang things popping out. So that's the safety wire I was telling you guys about. So this bike is completely safety wired for racing. I upgraded the brake lines. I went to the Galfer steel braided brake lines. I'm also using Galfer brake pads. And then we upgraded the master cylinder. We went to a Brembo master cylinder. This is the 2018 19 RCS Brembo Master, GPR steering dampener. We went to that's for racing. Gear case covers. We went to the Waze gear case covers. Again, my oil servicing cap is safety wired. My radiator cap is safety wired. My brake calipers are safety wired. Exhaust system, we went to California Performance Systems exhaust. This exhaust is pretty much a cap delete type exhaust. So stock header, we eliminated the catalytic converter, which gave us 12.2 pounds in weight reduction just by taking off the catalytic converter. The CPS exhaust gave us a Y pipe with a exhaust. So pretty much we cut off the cat, we put on the Y pipe, we put on the exhaust. Vortex, adjustable rear sets. The rims were painted by uh, YDA. They do some great work. They painted the rails. Soldier Racing, that's the team I race with. Soldier Racing. Um, the rear, I didn't do anything to the rear. The rear is still the rubber brake lines. Safety wire, the brake calipers, safety wire, the axle nut. Back there, I'm running a GoPro Hero 7 for my rear camera, and I'm running the 11 Mini for my front camera. I did upgrade the brake fluid to the Motul. I think it's Motul 660 or 700 brake fluid, just for higher temperatures. Pitbull rear stand and front stand, and just the Pitbull man helper thing that we have. Sprocket. This thing came stock 525. We did upgrade we went to the 520 conversion for sprung weight. So we went to, like I said, 520 conversion, and we went to 15 and 44 sprocket setting. 15 front, 44 rear. And that's pretty much it. We're still running a key ignition. We haven't did that mod yet where we go keyless. But let's fire this baby up. So yep. That's pretty much what we're running right now. It's pretty cool. Go ahead and cut that off. We did go to a lithium ion battery. Um, and I'll let y'all see the other. This is a Hanger 54 back here. So I have a 2016 Yamaha R6 street bike. I have a 2014 Yamaha R6 street bike. And then this is my backup bike. This is a 2008 Yamaha R6 race bike. So the bikes, the 2008 and the 2014, are completely identical. Far as suspension settings, far as everything, gear settings, everything. I can pretty much come in if one of the bikes is acting up. I'll just go ahead and jump on my B bike, or vice versa. If I'm on the other bike, I'll jump on this one, or I'll be on this one, jump on the other one. Whichever bike I'm on, if it's not acting right, I'll come in. If it's something we can't fix quickly, I'll just go ahead and jump on the backup bike and go ahead and do my thing. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you guys. Just I appreciate all you guys subscribing to my channel, liking, following me on Instagram and Facebook. If you get a chance to make it out to Button Willow Raceway Park and you do see me out there, please come say hi to me. Let me know who you are, because I always like meeting people that follow me. If any of you want to get into track day riding or road racing, please reach out to me, edwardhearns@gmail.com. Or you can reach out to me, just send me a DM on Instagram or Facebook. If you want to get into, going to a track day and you don't have anybody to go with you, I promise you, if I'm not doing anything, you're in the California area, except for Laguna Seca. If you guys are up north, I'm not coming up there. But if you guys want to do Chuckwalla or Willow Springs or Streets of Willow or Button Willow Raceway Park or the new circuit, I haven't done that track yet, so I'm looking forward to doing the new circuit. But if you guys want to do anything of that nature, you want to do your first track day and you have nobody to go with, and reach out to me. If I'm not doing anything, I'll be more than happy to come up there and, pit with you and, do the track day with you and chop it up with you and help you out whatever you need. So, like I said, I greatly appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thanks for all the love and support. We're almost halfway through the race season. So, right now, I think we're sitting in fourth place for the championship. So, things are going pretty good. I had to miss one round just because I did have a death in the family. So it was during my race weekend. So I had to pick up, and I only got to race on Saturday. I didn't get to race on Sunday. But that's life. Things happen at a moment's notice. Had to get up out of there. So, yep. But other than that, thanks for checking out this channel. And if you got any questions, please reach out and contact me. And I will chop it up with you guys later. Peace.